Good evening and welcome to the Vernon Township Supervisors meeting for September 4th, 2025. We'll start with a prayer and salute to the flag. Heavenly Father, we come today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us engage in meaningful discussion, allow us to grow closer as a group, and nurture the bonds of community. Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Stone.
Here.
Snyder.
Here.
Carnes.
Here.
Davis.
Here.
Maloney.
Here. Thank you. Citizen comment this evening? Another opportunity at the end of the meeting. Motion to approve the minutes for August 7th, 2025 Supervisors meeting. Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Anyone not in favor? Okay, finances. Motion to direct treasurer to issue checks for the approved vouchers due for payment.
So moved.
Motion.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Anyone not in favor? Motion to ratify the payroll for the employees from July 27th, 2025 through August 23rd, 2025, and the supervisor's pay. Motion. Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Not in favor? No correspondence. Ready, road report. Joel Stone, Roadmaster.
Good evening, Supervisors. Road report for September 4th, 2025. We've continued to paint new speed lines, so watch your speed in Vernon Township. The Beeville Police Department's out and marking out different areas as they get complaints, and they're doing a good job marking them out. We've cleaned and stabilized ditches, mowed berms, spray patched, watered the flowers at the roundabout, trimmed some trees that were overhanging the roads, replaced faded road signs, and replaced a couple driveway pipes. On the Vernon water side, we assisted the water operator with the Ross valve maintenance down at the pump station. Roach Park, it's that time of year, bees are starting to move in, so as we get complaints of bees, we're down there trying to remove those. We replaced the volleyball net. We removed one tree, and if you go down there currently, you're going to find there's some caution tape up around the concession stand. There's another tree there that's going to be removed here in the next couple of days when we can get a John in to do that. Lincoln Ave, we continue to remove the garbage from the playground. Equipment-wise, as you can see, some of the bills, a majority of the vehicles have been undercoated. We took them down this year to a company, and they did a great job undercoating. So I would recommend, utilizing that facility again next year for their services. Lastly, you're going to approve trick or treat here later on this evening, so that's coming up. There's going to be different dates, I think, in the areas. So as you're traveling from municipality to municipality, be cautious around the end of October here because different places will have it at different times. And that's all I have, Supervisor.
Thank you, Bill. Any questions, comments for Bill? On the Lincoln Avenue garbage, are you talking like you have to empty the cans?
So that's what we do. Around the playground, we go down at least weekly. Sometimes if there's other events during the week, we'll go down twice a week and we'll take care of the garbage at the playground itself. The ball fields are taken care of by the mark at this point.
Right.
But we just try to keep that facility clean for the residents of the township.
Is there still a dumpster down there?
There is.
Is that dumpster year round?
No.
No. But you're year round or for emptying the trash?
So typically, as winter progresses, we do less and less of the garbage collection because the facilities aren't being utilized.
Right.
Same thing with Roach Park. Eventually the people that are cleaning Roach Park will stop cleaning it. We'll start taking over and checking it, every couple weeks or so and try to keep up with everything up there. Typically, the residents, let us know, hey, there's one of the cans that are getting pretty full, or so then we'll go ahead and take care of that.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I think. Anybody else? Thank you, Joel. Admin, zoning report, Robert Horvath, manager.
Good evening, everyone. The Vernon Township Administrative and Zoning Report is as follows. Admin-wise, we continue to see progress on several fronts. Equipment was brought in today to the building for the start of the salt storage shed building. They should be starting to bring in the blocks either tomorrow or Monday because the foundation work starts next week. I've begun preliminary work on the 2026 budget, and although it's early in the process, I'm confident we'll develop a strong financial blueprint for next year that will keep costs down for residents and continue to deliver the strong level of services that they have come to expect. As far as blight and junk go in the township, which has been a hot button issue lately, we've been tackling that on several fronts. First on your agenda tonight is the update to the township health and safety ordinance. With this, we hope to better combat issues of blight. Tomorrow, if it passes, we will begin to put out a round of warnings to residents that are in non-compliance with that ordinance. And if those that do not take corrective actions will face fines for those issues. Earlier tonight, we held a hearing regarding 2 parcels of property in the township requiring repair or demolition of dilapidated and dangerous buildings. We will continue to evaluate properties throughout the township and will have more dilapidated and dangerous building hearings as needed. Finally, we're in the final stages of putting together our 2026 CDBG project application. That will include the use of 30% of our award, which is approximately $30,000 for the removal of blight in the township. Finally, I'll end my report tonight with the Vernon Township Pension Fund's minimal municipal obligation, or MMO, for 2026. For the defined benefit pension plan, our MMO is 0, as the actuarial value of assets exceeds the present value of future benefits. The MMO for the defined contribution plan is $47,929. These figures will be utilized in the 2026 general fund budget. And I want to note, these figures represent a significant positive change over the past decade in Vernon Township. 10 years ago, we were contributing over $200,000 to the defined benefit pension plan. 5 years ago, we were contributing over $150,000. So these savings have allowed the township to offset the rise in costs elsewhere, such as asphalt, equipment, vehicles, utilities, building maintenance, all while keeping the millage rate for property taxes the same. That's my report for tonight.
Thank you, Rob. Anyone else, anything for Rob? So with the upcoming retirement, all of our employees will be under the new.
Yes.
Okay, so that's for, how many employees? 7?
1, 2, 3, 8.
8, okay. All right, thank you. Do you have anything for the police?
So the chief couldn't make it today. He had other obligations, but he just wanted to, like Joel said, they're really hitting speed hard in the township and elsewhere right now, so slow down, otherwise you're gonna get a ticket. They have some patrols coming up where they're gonna put out some extra guys to try to get the speed slowed down, so you've been warned.
Yeah, it's, on our 35-mile-an-hour road, it's just terrible. Just I was just coming down Car Hill today, and I don't know where this truck came from, you know, and it was a long distance I had gone since the intersection. And I don't know what people's hurry is, you know. I was on 79 today, and a guy got right on my bumper when I was passing the semi, and I wasn't going fast enough, so he had to go around the right, and, you know, it's just, be sensible, you know. Not worth it. So, engineers report, Ashley Porter, Township Engineer.
Thank you, Supervisor. Again, reporting the activity in Vernon Township, continued construction, as you can see, along the corridor with 7 Brew starting to get their construction underway and will be done fairly quickly. The Starbucks, which is moving along and starting to look like a building. And then investigation with a number of properties along the corridor for the upcoming season. Continued work at the former Avtech facility with Seco Warwick. That work will continue through the first quarter of next year, and then that'll be a great improvement to that facility. So ongoing work in Vernon Township continues through the winter and into next year, and look for productive season moving forward.
I'd like to hear. Thank you. Anyone have anything for Ashley? Great. Solicitors report, Jeff Millen, Township Solicitor.
Good evening, everyone. Solicitor's report tonight is, so we had the two hearings with regard to dangerous buildings earlier this evening before we start the regular meeting. There were conclusions drawn based upon those properties, and I will be preparing the findings and conclusions for your signature as well as the orders. That's the first item. I guess the second item, and maybe the final item, is we put a lot of time into the quality of life provisions of this ordinance, and I think it's the combination of a lot of different things. I mean, when we started out, I think, Rob, we had like a 45-page ordinance or something, so, and we figured we couldn't really deal with that kind of an albatross. So what we did was Rob and I tried to get this thing down to where I think it was workable. And I think what I would say is, I think we've got a workable ordinance at this point. I know there are some questions with regard to mowing issues, but I would suggest to you that I'm comfortable presenting the ordinance as it is tonight. If we have to do some amendments down the road, I would suggest we can do those. Also, keep in mind, I think as we mentioned prior to the meeting, I mean, the appeals come to you as the Board of Supervisors, so I think even though there might be some subjectivity we discussed with regard to the provisions or the enforcement of the ordinance, ultimately you're going to be the final say in what happens if we get an appeal. So I'm comfortable with where we're at that point. And if there's some tweaking or some amendments that need to be made down the road, we can always make those. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Anyone have anything? Yeah, I know you and Rob put a lot into that, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
I think we have, like you said, very workable. And then there's always, like Dave said, we've got to start where it's just going to get worse. And I think actually we already, the one house that was going to be condemned has already changed hands and is being improved without this, but was our input instrumental to that? Who knows? So, great. Already, new business. Motion to approve Vernon Township Ordinance 2025-01, Vernon Township Health and Safety Ordinance. A motion?
I'll make the motion.
The motion?
Second.
And second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Anyone not in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Motion to approve conditional use for Meadville Motors for used car sales at 15810 Conneaut Lake Road.
I'd like to make the motion contingent upon we add the condition he doesn't do the repairs on site.
Good point, Dave. A second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Anyone not in favor? Motion to reject the sale of the JCB backhoe via municipal bid auction at a sale price of $24,850 to John Burdick Jr. And this was, we put on municipal bid, hoping to get more than $30,000, which was the trade-in value we were told, and we did not reach that. So this is a motion to reject that bid. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Anyone not in favor? Motion to approve intergovernmental cooperation agreement between Vernon Township and Crawford County regarding preliminary review of deeds, subdivisions, and surveys submitted to the Recorder of Deeds for recording property line changes.
I'll make a motion to approve that on our discussion in our work session.
Okay, have a motion?
Second.
In a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Anyone not in favor? Okay. Motion to approve Resolution 2025-11, designation of authorized signatory for planning assistance requested of Crawford County Planning. This is just to have a set personnel of the township here to sign that, those requests. So, can I have a motion? Motion. Second? Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. We're not in favor? Okay, we have no old business. Our upcoming meetings and events will be October 2nd, 2025, the Vernon Township Supervisors Work Session at 6:30, and then October 2nd, 2025, the Supervisors Regular Meeting at 7:30.
You want to add that October 15th?
Yeah, we probably should note that October 15th, we'll have the budget work session at 4 o'clock. And I'll get that advertised in the paper.
Okay, were we going to discuss trick or treat or?
So I put it on the work session agenda, and obviously at the very end, and it got skipped. And it wasn't, I forgot to add it to the agenda yesterday when I sent it to the Tribune, so we couldn't, we didn't meet our obligations to actually make the decision officially when trick or treat is, but it's gonna be October 30th. That's when everybody else is doing it, unless we want to be different. You can think on that over the next month, and we can set it next month, but I would recommend we follow suit with every other municipality and do it on the 30th.
October 30th.
But
Yeah.
we'll make that official in October.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I missed that on the work session. We just got carried over on the work session, and I was looking at the clock, so I thought we were ready. Okay, it's official. We will be having trick or treat. So, supervisor comments. Start with you tonight, John.
Really no comment, other than I just want it to be known that I am not opposed to the ordinance. I'm just opposed to some of the things in it.
That's, I respect your opinion, and, thank you. Fritz?
No comment tonight.
Nothing? Okay. Dave?
I just want to thank Jeff for a really good job and Robbie for the quality of life ordinance that we passed. I'm really looking forward to getting results. So, we'll keep our eye out. Hopefully our community will be much more enhanced because we passed the ordinance. Thank you.
Scott?
I'm going to stay on the same page. The health and safety ordinance, we have to start somewhere. I mean, there's going to be amendments, there's going to be corrections. It's not going to be perfect out of the chute. I mean, just bear with us, we'll get it right, and hopefully it's a big plus for the township.
Thank you, Scott. Well, as usual, I'd like to thank Armstrong Utilities for being here and videoing the meeting tonight. And Jane's here from the Tribune to cover our meeting. And one thing I'd just like to point out is it's that dreaded time of the year, tax season. And when you get your bill, which I already got your bill, look at it and see who's getting what. And, we're at what, 2.25 mils, and the others, 2 mils? Okay. And the school district, and county, that's the bulk of your bill. Although you're paying it here, we try to be very careful with our spending, and that's what we stand with. So, thank you. With that, I'd like to have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.